All right, everybody. I've had a few people asking me, how do you do an Amazon FBA shipment? And I know when I was getting started, I didn't know what to do, how to do it, and there really wasn't much help in any videos that were out there to really figure out how to do it. So I basically fumbled my way through the whole thing. And I keep having people ask me, how do you do it? And it's like, well, I can get in a hangout with you and I can show you, but now I'm at least going to make this video for everybody so that hopefully you will get most of your questions answered. And hang on, I have a cat that just wants to be on YouTube. So here, say hi. Hi. All right, you said hi. Every time she gets on my lap, she gets to be on YouTube. All right. So, all right, everybody has different ways of doing it, but I'm going to show you at least one of the most basic ways of doing it, and hopefully that will help you out. And please forgive me, I don't have a special program for screen share to flip back and forth easily, so it's going to go back and forth between my phone a whole bunch. So, all right, so this is going to break up, and I'll get to put it all together out with YouTube here before long. So, all right, here we go. This is the start of how to do an Amazon FBA shipment. So this is mainly just for those who are the beginners, and that's just painful to look at. All right, so go to Amazon, of course. Let it think about that while I grab the first item. All right, so you type in your UPC number. And this is the item you're looking at. All right, so when you get to the item that you're looking at, the best thing to do is to look at the rank. Here is 10,825. The lower the number, the better. And 10,000 is actually a really good number. And for this item in its category, it's number 34. That's a really good rank. I got this up from Walmart for $25. So to give you a rough idea what it's actually selling for on Amazon, you're going to copy the link to it, and you're going to go to camel.com. And up here in the search engine of Camel, you are going to paste it and search, and it will bring up this item. Now, somebody was asking almost $10,000. I'm guessing they ran out for a short bit and just didn't want to remove the listing. This will tell you what it's been selling for on Amazon in the last year. You can go the entire time they've had it, in the last year, the last 6 months, all the way to the last month. Each spike is a sale. It's not, people grab quantities and just list them and let them sit. So you see it's actively selling. Unfortunately, you can't tell if it's merchant fulfilled or FBA, but all of these are new, and that will tell you if anybody hasn't used. Looks like somebody listed one in used condition recently. But we don't have a used one, we have a new one. And the sales rank of the entire time they've had it in the last year, that's all over the place. But it being a spring summer item, that's your overall rank. That's really good. So that will tell you how well this item is selling, what it's selling for. That will help you figure out what you're going to list it for. Then you check to see how many people actually have it up for sale. And you don't want to click on, you don't want to just take a look at anything and everything, because you got merchant fulfilled people here, you got Prime. You only want to look at Prime. So there'll be a bunch of times that you'll see a whole bunch of penny items or really low dollar amount items. So you're going to click on free shipping. That will pull up almost all of the Amazon Prime items, meaning that if somebody has Prime membership, they can buy it and have it in 2 days. And I will probably go ahead and just list this item at $69.99. Going to click have one to sell because there's a little button. It's hiding on some listings, but there's a back door to it, and that gets kind of difficult, especially for the new person. So $69.99. I want Amazon to fulfill customer service. And then you click continue, and I have to stop that part because it is going to share my address, so I don't want to do that one. So we are going to go back to it, and I will speak you through this. You click continue. Actually, here it is giving you a basic rundown of here is what your asking price is. Shipping methods, fulfillment by Amazon. This is your Amazon fees. If it sells in the first month, that's your only fee. If it sells after the first month, then there's extra fees associated with that. So, alright, so I had to at least share that part. Alright, then you go back to it, and so I don't, just because I don't want to have to share my address and everything. It is processing. Sometimes it can take a while to process, and this time it's not, thank God. You will have the option of individual products or case-packed products. For people like us, we're only going to have individual products. If you're lucky enough to get a case, great. If not, then just individual. And then you will click continue with shipping plan, or start a new shipping plan. I've already got a couple items here. And then you will click find it in the quantity. Can I scroll? No, I can't. It's still up there. All right. I can't show you that one yet. Then you click continue. And then it's in there, and then you can just go on to the next item that you want to list. All right, so I'm going to start screen share again because I'm not sharing my address again. All right, so, all right, well, here's my Amazon page. I don't have a lot going on, but yeah, I do way more with eBay than I do with Amazon. Yeah, that's how much they gave me last week. Just give you a basic idea. If you saw the, oh wow, I was going to show you that one. Well, if you saw the bedazzler that I had that I picked up from Salvation Army, yeah, it sold this morning for $70, and it looks like they already shipped it, so I can't show you. I can't click on it because I would give away the customer information, and you can't do that. So, all right, so go back to Amazon. Just to make it all nice and easy for you. And you will pick up your next item. And this is a grocery item. You have to get approved in it, but this is a quantity just to give you an idea. Chocolate Pez. I know it's disturbing. People are actually buying this. I'm going to copy your link. I'm going to bring it over here. I'm going to paste it back into there. Camel, camel, camel. Gotta love it. Gives you a rough idea what it's selling for. You know how I know? I don't have to think about it. There's me. Looks like I got another point of feedback there.
I'll be back.
Yeah, when I first came across this, it was they were selling it for $5.20, and as it was on its way to Amazon, I saw they sold out. I was like, okay, I'm going to play a little money game. I'm going to up the price. And it's selling at $8. I've already sold 5. And the rank is going up right now, but I'm lucky this item does not expire. And it doesn't melt either, so I can just go ahead and send it off to Amazon. So 121,000 in grocery and gourmet food is actually not that bad. And I've got 10 at the warehouse, 10 or 11 at the warehouse right now, and I've already sold 5. So that is the price that I'm going to send it off at. Where is, there we go. This is where, because it's a quantity, you're going to manage your shipments. And since I don't really have a lot of Pez, all you have to do is just type what you got in. Looks like it added extra stuff, but here's what I've got. Must have changed something somewhere. Alright, well, either way, $7.99 is what it's selling for. That's my Amazon fee, $3.74. I got these for $1.20 each from Walmart. Send/replenish inventory. And just because I'm afraid I haven't done this part in a while, I need to stop the screen share, and I will walk you through as I do this. Send/replenish inventory, go. Yep, glad I did, because, alright. Add to existing shipping plan, not create a new one. Add to your shipping plan. Then you're going to choose one, and some people have multiple shipping plans. I try to keep it all in one. And add to shipping plan. How many do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. And that is added. Alright, so that is that item. And just to give you a rough idea, here is a, let me go back. All right, screen share again. Yeah, like I said, this is going to get painful. All right, so you're back at this. All right, I can use this again. All right, just because I know this is not in grocery and gourmet. Usually pretty basic, look in all departments. Going to key in your UPC. Alright, so this would have been good for last winter, but I picked it up just the other day. And I'm pretty sure it's not going to go anytime soon. But either way, I get to send it off to the warehouse. I don't have to store it anymore. A fan heater in summer, really? I'll be shocked if it sells anytime soon.
Excuse me, boss. You have a text message.
And that's my phone telling me I have a text message. So, all right. Going to copy here. Go over to camel, camel, camel. Check to see what it's actually moving for. All right, I do not have a new one. I have a used one. So your green bar is the new items. Third, that's what Amazon is selling it at. And the blue bar is what third-party sellers are selling it at, all over the place. And the red is used third-party, what they're selling it at. And since I only have one that is used, the lowest it is moving for is $50. sales rank right now, I am sure it is going to get all the way up. Really? It doesn't get much past 200,000? Huh. All right, well, that is the sales rank of this item. Your overall, the lowest it's going to go for is $50. I'll probably list it. Well, let's take a look here. One used, and it's FBA. So I'll probably just go ahead and list it for $59.99 because it's not like new. So have one to sell. And because there's actually stuff to type in when you're putting in used, very good. Everybody has their own different way of describing this. Trying to think of different ways to explain this. Looks like originally it was for $123. And so $59.99. Sure. I want to ship this item off to Amazon FBA. And so I'm not sharing my information again. Stopping here. Alright, so you will click continue. And hang on, just to give you a rough idea again. Oh. Hit the wrong button. There we go. Alright. Your item condition, your little basic description, your price, here's your fees. It varies from item to item and what the category is, but not too terribly much. But the lower the amount that you're asking for items, the more you will get.
Priority 1 message coming in on secured channel.
That's another text message, yay. All right, so stop the screen share. So I'm not sharing everything, all my personal information. And then it will be thinking about what it is going through, how it's going to do it. All right, while it's thinking, I'm going to check what that message was. All right. It is thinking. While it is thinking, I'm going to drink coffee. Yeah, sometimes it can take a while to think about it. Okay. I think it just stopped thinking about it. All right. Then add to existing shipping plan. You will select your shipping plan, add to plan, and continue. Then you will find the listing, because sometimes you'll have a whole bunch of items and you'll have quantities of everything. Some items you'll just have one of each, and since I have a quantity, just hit the 1. And all right, so that is where I'm going to stop for now, and then I will show you more later on, and you'll get to see it all at once. So all right, here we go. All right, so here we are. I got my 3 items. I got my quantity there, and this is for the new people. Here is the kind of paper that you want. Back up. Excuse the mess on my desk. That is what you want to grab, the Avery. easy peel address labels so you can put it in your printer. Alright, so you're going to come over here, click continue. Make sure it is okay. Doing this with a phone and computer at the same time is difficult. Prep may be required. There isn't, but it's always a good idea to check. There is no prep that is required. So you're going to continue again, and then you want to be the one to do your labeling, because otherwise it's like 20 cents per item for Amazon to do it for you. You're going to want to print labels for this page, and that's what you've got in your printer. I don't have a laser printer and I'm having issues with my Dymo right now, so for those who are new, you get to see how it's done. Alright, so print labels, and I got the fancy new computer that's all sorts of weird and everything. Still trying to get used to Windows 8. Alright, getting my stuff printed off, and then how do I escape out of this? Alright, well, that is that step anyways, so alright, I'm gonna get these labeled and I'll show you. Alright, so yeah, I wasted almost that much, but this is just to give you an idea how to do it. There is some of them. There we go. There is those. Go ahead and grab me that first one, dear. Alright, and you want to make sure that you cover your UPC label perfectly. You do not want them to scan the old UPC, otherwise, one, you're not going to get paid, and two, there will be an error with doing that. Trust me, it's not worth it. Alright, so do that with every single item, and I will get back to you as soon as we get this done. Alright, so now you got all your stuff labeled. You got your label there, you got your label there, you got your label on all those. Alright, so I'll put those there for now. Alright, so click continue, and it's going to be thinking, and it's going to make it go off into 3 different places. You got to watch your how many boxes you ship out sometimes, because you will need to put in dimensions of the box and everything. So you're going to approve shipments, and it will be thinking. I don't know why it's not focusing. Alright, so you got 3 shipments of different items. It'll give you a rough idea how many different types of items and the quantity of those items. And there's 1 item, 2 items going. I'm guessing this is a chocolate Pez, this is a chocolate Pez. Then you'll have 3 different items, 4 items total. So alright, that is just to get you an idea. Work on shipment. And I basically have to pause for a moment, because this will be 1 box. I know it won't weigh more than a pound. And you need to put in your dimensions. So I'm going to pause for a moment, and I'm going to pack that 1 thing into that box, and I will be right back. Alright, so when I backed up just a little bit. When you've got your shipments ready, if you want to see what is in there, just click right there. Hang on. The View Shipping Contents, and that will show you what you've got in there.
and how many. And then if you really need to do it, if you have a whole bunch of stuff, you can see what you got in each one. And I'm going to lose money on this, but I'm doing this just to show you what you got. And there's your quantity of everything. Alright, so you come back up, work on shipment. Small parcel delivery. Number of boxes for this is 1. And I already know what this is. I knew I was going to weigh a pound. And you put in your shipping dimensions. I'm trying to do this with a phone in one hand. And you see that it'll confirm that. Calculate. And it will calculate it. Sometimes it takes a little bit. Okay, it doesn't normally take that long to calculate. It's thinking hard how much it's going to cost to ship a 1 pound box. I'm going to stop it here while it's thinking about that. Okay, so it finally went through. Alright, so this is a little bit pricey just for a 1 pound box, but you don't have a whole lot of option. But you do get a nice little discount through shipping through Amazon via UPS. So you're just going to agree, accept the charges, try to get a box bigger than a pound. But alright, accept the charges and then it'll go through and then you'll be able to print it off. Okay, print box, and then you'll have however your thing is set up for shipping. So, alright, I'm going to print it off and I'm going to get at least to the biggest one to show you what kind of discount you can get. Alright, so here is the next box. It was 1 box. Shipping weight on this item is 12 pounds. The weight is 16, or the dimensions is 16 by 12 by 15. Calculate. It is going to cost $4.71 to ship a 12 pound box. So you're going to agree and accept. Accepting charges, then it's going to print. You're going to print off your box labels. Alright, so that is most of it, but there's still more, so bear with me while I get to this. Get your shipping labels taped on, and then you take it off to UPS. Now, I want to point out, I have worked at the Amazon warehouse, and of course you absolutely need your shipping label, but Amazon says you do not need the FBA label. I have worked at the warehouse. If, for some reason, there is an issue with the shipping label, for some reason if they can't scan it or something's not coming up right, the employees will need or extremely be helpful to them if you have the FBA label. If I can, there you go, it says FBA, got my address covered up there. If for some reason something somewhere in the computer system it's not coming up right with just the shipping label, this has the information they need to pull up your box to tell them what is in there. So, alright, so we got everything. If you have any extra barcodes on your boxes, try to cover it up so it can't be scanned. Amazon says that you should. UPS says you don't need to. I've had a couple that I didn't have anything to cover it up with at the time, and I was in a rush, and I just sent it. I didn't have any problems, but I'd rather not have any problems and just go ahead and cover up my shipping label. So, alright, this is our shipment, and we are going off to UPS. Alright, so I took the package to UPS, dropped it off, they just scan it and say thank you. That's it. There really isn't much more than that. They send it off to Amazon. The money for the shipping cost comes out of the money that they're going to be paying you for your next deposit. And after that, basically, that's it. You can watch to see when it sells through your Amazon seller app, but you don't really have to do any more than that. And I have hundreds of items at the warehouse, and there are storage fees for sending items off if they sit for more than a month. But I have an apartment, and I don't have a lot of room. Those storage fees are worth it to me. I think last month my storage fees for everything was about $40. And I've got almost 700 items at the warehouse right now. So, alright, that is all. I hope that I covered everything, at least for those who are extremely new and just wanting to learn the basics of how to do an Amazon FBA shipment. So, alright, don't forget, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below.